do a little bit of an introduction so that if anybody does join a minute or so late, then they won't miss much of it. Hi, my name's Laurie, and today's session is going to be, today's micro webinar is going to be on MindView tips. So how to use MindView to plan assignments, basically. And we're going to look at how MindView can be used to plan different kinds of assignments, so written assignments and also presentations. So this is part of the digital skills summer sessions, but I'm from the assessment centre here at CardiffMet, so I'm actually with Student Services and Employability. I'm a needs assessor there, but also an assistive tech officer. So I deal with all things assistive tech every day, really. So this is why I'm hopefully going to show you how you can use MindView to help with your teaching and learning. So for those of you who don't know, MindView is a mind mapping software that's available to all CardiffMet students and staff. If you're a CardiffMet student, it's available on all campus computers if you're ever on campus using a computer here, or you can access it remotely by going to find a PC at CardiffMet. There is a little link to that here. For staff members, it's available via remote desktop and using Apps Anywhere or cloud paging. So yes, it is available to everyone. We have site licenses for it. So yeah, as I said, it's a mind mapping software. You use it to create really editable, customizable mind maps that you can do all sorts of things with. You can create timelines with it. You can do project management with it. I will preface this session by saying that we're only going to focus on the export feature today, and that there is a more detailed session on MindView and ClaroRead next Wednesday. So if you're interested about learning more about MindView and what other things it can do, definitely come to the session next Wednesday, because I'll be talking for a whole hour about it there. So yeah, this is just a picture of a mind map that you can create. One of the things that I should mention is that it comes with these preset mind maps. So this is one of the templates that you can just open up if you're a student, if you're a member of staff and you want to create some resources for your students. You can use templates like this and, you know, edit it to suit whatever content you want to create. So let's just jump straight into it then. I'm just going to open up MindView as though I have already created a mind map for an essay. So as I said, MindView, you create these really editable, nice, I made it on an older version. Here we go. So this is MindView. It's really simple. You'll see from the layout that it kind of looks a little bit like Microsoft Word, and that's because Matchware is they're affiliated with Microsoft, so they're allowed to make their programs and software look like Microsoft. And this is really handy when we're talking about the export feature, which we're going to which I'm going to show you now. So let's say we're planning an essay. So here in the center, I have the essay question. And what I've done is I've really quickly just mocked up some sections that I might include in this essay. And to do this, it's really simple, very intuitive MindView is. So it's just a simple case of double clicking to create branches, double clicking on those branches to create sub branches, and so on and so forth. And you can drag and drop these around the mind map anywhere. So just to show you that. And what I've done is I've added in here some text. So let's say that you have your essay, you've got your different sections of your essay, and actually you want to include different paragraphs, different information. So here I've got a text note added about just some information that I'll include in that section of my essay. And I've got some references as well. So I've got a PDF journal listed here, and then some more text information added here. And the good thing about, well, the great thing about MindView is that you can convert your mind maps like this into other software. So for example, Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint, and it then gives you the option to lay it out like an essay for you with all of the information that you've got in your mind map already laid out. So here at the top, you can see export is already here on the bar. So I'm going to click on Word. If this bar isn't available on the campus computer that you're using, you can go to File and go to Export here. Click Microsoft Word. And a quick Word export will just export it to Word with all of the features and details included. This is things like an image of your mind map and things that might not necessarily be relevant for your assignment. So I'm going to click on Custom just to show you some of the options here. So first of all, you have the option to choose a referencing style. So it will MindView will also include references for any resources you have attached to it. So Harvard in style. And then if we just go to general, you can include things like a title page if you like, a table of contents, which may or may not be relevant if it's a relatively short piece of work, and an image of the mind map. So I'm just going to include these just for the example's sake. Click export. Save it as essay export. There's one I made earlier, but we're going to override that. And then here we have the mind map laid out with a title page, author, organization, and here you can see the image of the mind map itself, which again might not be relevant. You might just get rid of that, and a contents page as well. And this all comes really editable as well. So what I do is I also have this set up as a navigation pane. So you can easily flick through the different sections of your essay and edit it from here. You also have links to the files on your computer as well. So there's the PDF journals that I had, the text that was included, and then references that I had included as well. So then from this point, you can begin to edit this yourself. So you can delete these things very easily. You can delete different sections if it's not entirely relevant to have all of these. But this kind of gives you a really good starting point or a skeleton structure or a plan for your assignment. Really handy if you're working with big pieces of work. I'm thinking dissertations, research projects, a really handy way to keep those different sections quite isolated and then bring them together when you come to finishing off, drafting, that kind of thing. So that's exporting to Word. Now, another option you can do is export to PowerPoint. So this is great if you are creating a presentation. So here I'm working with the same topic, the same question. So here I have the same information, but this time set out a little bit differently. So you can see here I've got people, I've got pictures added to the different branches. And this is handy for presentations, for example. And I've got, again, text added here, but you'll see that the text I've put in as bullet points and so on and so forth. Now, the one thing to remember with presentations when you're exporting to Microsoft PowerPoint is that it will create a slide for each of these branches as well as the sub-branches. So I've got this example here of a branch with sub-branches to show you how it lays those out as a kind of master branch with content, and then small, and then slides after that with the content for each one. So let's just go to custom export again. So this is where it asks you what kind of style you would like, and you can choose from any of these, whichever one you personally prefer. What I would recommend though is that you select blank, because if you have pictures included in your slide, MindView works really well with the design idea functions. It's just, there we go. So here you can see it hasn't laid it out super well, which is fine, because if we go to the top here and click on design ideas, you can see then it offers me some really nice looking options with the picture and text that I've included. So you can select one of these, and then you can see how it's laid out the text in each of the slides. And I can just choose what kind of design I like this. And then earlier I said about the slide here with the sub branches underneath. So when we look at that in our slide, in our presentation, you'll see that it has the master branch with the sub branches listed as content, and then it goes into the sub branches as separate slides. This is really handy if you're presenting, again, something like a research project and you've got different sections in your presentation, or again, maybe if you're presenting a lecture and you've got different areas or different topics that you're going to be covering, like learning objectives. So that is a very quick whistle-stop tour on how you can use MindView to plan different types of assignments. Are there any questions about any of that I've just shown you? So I'll just come out of the slideshow, and if there are any questions, you can pop them in the chat or feel free to just unmute yourself.
No questions from me. Just to say thanks, Laurie. That was amazing.
That's okay. You're welcome. As I said, if you're interested in some of the other really cool stuff that MindView does, there is a session on MindView and Claro Read next Wednesday. Both of those are available to all CardiffMet students and staff. So yeah, can learn more about it there. All right, if there are no questions then, by all means, pop them in the meeting channel afterwards and I can pick them up, or email ssta@cardiffmet.ac.uk. That's the assessment centre email address. You're welcome. I'm glad you found it useful. All right. So I'll end the meeting here then. Thanks very much for coming, and yeah, enjoy.